and I'm pretty sure he got some of his, but that might have been later on in life, so I'm not sure if he has his dad's equipment or not, but he might want some of it back. Should I exit the stage here? He might want some of his dad's equipment. He's maybe 10 years younger than me. I think the one that's licensed. So I think he probably has some of his dad's equipment now. Anyway, I should find out. But my uncle was he was a journalist. He was actually on the air. He was a TV anchor on the air near Detroit for a number of years. He was pretty well known around there. So he got into journalism and photojournalism and then reporting and stuff when he was younger, after he got out of the service. He's the one that flew the P-51 Mustang. And then he retired from that and he started working for Ford. He ended up being like the communications director with Ford Motor Company and communications and things like that. So, there you go with ham radio. He did a lot of ham radio stuff with, I got a couple DVDs that he made promoting ham radio to schools and things. I'll have to dig those up. There's another project in my archives. But he was real active, and I made one or two contacts with him on the air, but I think it was on 40 meters. In fact, I got it in the log. I just thought it was on 40 meters, but it wasn't that long because the conditions weren't that great. But anyway, we had that common interest. He's probably the one that got me interested in it when I was younger, from what I recall. Otherwise, why would I end up in ham radio? I don't really have a scientific bent of mind, but I ended up making a lot of model airplanes and having an interest in that, and also ham radio, which were his. So he probably spurred me on along that way. But anyway, I'm glad I got that tuner, and I'm gonna have to try and get that hooked up to the old Drake, and maybe put them back together as a pair, which is probably how they were originally. WB9MXX, WA90SK.
WA90SK, WB9MXX. And that's a nice, real nice tune. I just looked it up. It's sold for $235 on eBay. It's about, I think, I don't know what they sold for new, but it's got 4 antenna capability. It's like a coax switch and everything. That's pretty darn good. If you have multiple antennas, you don't need a separate coax switch if you're using this tuner here. And it's got it's got like a LED. It's got some sort of string of lights. Because they show a picture of it here lit up. So that's definitely a nice tuner. Hang on to it. Put a 12-volt wall wart on the power bat and see if the lights light up correctly. And as a matter of fact, I even saw on eBay there's somebody sells light bulbs, and if I guess there's some of the tuning, there's a tuning dial cord in there, like regular AM radios have. Some AM radios have, the little dial cord, and apparently somebody sells those. They must wear out after a while, like anything else. That's probably what turns the slide rule dial on there is the cord. What do you call it? The tuning cord. So yeah, that's nice. You got a nice one there. Definitely. It's a little bit big, but it has to be to handle that kind of power. You got to have physical distance between the plates and stuff. Otherwise, it'll arc over at RF, high-powered RF. But I have the Drake MN4, which is the 200-watt version. They have a 200-watt, and they've got a 2-kilowatt. That's the MN2000 is the big job that goes with their amplifier. My MN4 is only 200-watt capacity. I bought it new. It was when I bought when I had my Drake TR3, is when I bought the MN4. I bought it from Amateur Electronics right here in Milwaukee. I even got receipt for it. I think it's receipts with the manual. I forgot what I paid for it, $140 or something like that. They want some crazy prices for this stuff now. But I can't use it with high power. But it was perfect downstairs because my Swan was 200 watts. That was the most powerful transmitter I had in the tube stuff. So it was okay. It was compatible with that. As a matter of fact, they say it's a 200 watts, but the meter goes up to 300 watts. The power meter. So I don't know where my Swan puts out about 210 watts. I've never had, when I was using that tuner downstairs with that station, with all my different radios on a coax switch, I never had any issues with the MN4. It's pretty robustly built. It's physically smaller than the MS2000 for obvious reasons, but pretty similar in look. The 2000 looks definitely a little more robust, the way the band selector is, bigger and all that stuff. Yeah, that stuff is, a lot of people on AM, they like the Johnson matchboxes because they were designed for AM. So because some of these tuners now, they're SSB rating, but they're not. If you look at them, they're, the peak envelope power is one rating, and CW carrier tune is a different rating. Don't be fooled. Not all of them are 2 kilowatts. That might be 2 kilowatts PEP. Maybe 700 watts carrier or so. I don't know. You have to look and see. Yeah, W90SK, WB9MXX.
WB9MXX, WA90SK. Right. Very good, Nick. Yeah, it's definitely a keeper, and I think that was the issue. The dial cord was, I think it might have broken, because I remember taking the top off and looking just to see, and everything was functioning and turning, the capacitors, and then there's a big, real quality components in there, big ones, and everything worked, but the line cord, I think it had just broken, and it didn't look like it'd be that hard to replace, but I'm glad you mentioned that they're making replacements, so I'm sure I can get a replacement. And I think what happened was that the indicator got stuck. Well, it's stuck on one side. Maybe that's why I can't see it. Anyway, I'll have to take the cover off and look, but I think that was the issue. I just need a replacement cord to indicate where it is on the dial scale. But that's definitely another project to add to the list. It's a good thing I'm retired, although, the pay is really bad, but the hours are great, so. Anyway, back to you, Nick. WB9MXX, WA90SK.
WB4MAB. All right, WA90SK, WB9MXX. Yeah, that's a pretty typical dial cord. They're available all over the place. Some people actually just use fishing line. The manual probably has instructions on how to rewire it, or re-string that dial cord for the display there. Hey, we got a breaking station out there. Is there another station coming in? This is WB9MXX. Go ahead.
WB9MXX. This is Whiskey Bravo 4. Mike Alpha Bravo Volt. Teaching today. I haven't had my rigs on now in about 3 or 4 weeks because of the illness we had here in town. I just want to make sure I am getting out. I'm a little concerned.